live stream quickly before I do some cold calls today for my friend's startup. Things are looking pretty good. I'm on day 9 of 75 hard today, so I need to do the exercise and I need to drink a gallon of water, but I believe I'll get done. I'm just doing this because I enjoy doing these and I'll have higher energy when I'm done with this and I can pour that into my calls and everything else that goes on. So if you were to have like a big win or a big day from a little bit of input, that big growth that happened, or that big result that happened doesn't necessarily change you. Like you need to choose to change you each day by going after the things that you would like to go after when it comes to building up your life and enjoying the journey. Lately, I've been looking at the YouTube subscriber numbers and I really want to get it to over 741 because that's what my old gaming YouTube channel is at, even though that thing is old. Been put to rest for the last couple years, almost 3 years since I put it to rest. I've been kind of just wanting those numbers to go up, but it's not going to happen just by watching it. It's not going to happen by me just like putting out something just to put it out there. Like there has to be something that is pushing me and helping me to get to a higher place in my life. I look at moving to Utah a couple months ago, and there's a lot of things that are happening in my life at hyperspeed that could not have happened if I was just still living in its house. So I'm grateful for that massive growth. I've been thinking about how I need to get a better camera, and it's going to take time, but I'm first planning on probably going to get a GoPro. Then I could take that on runs, like B-roll, and then I could sort of splice it up. And just a tiny bit of improvement in that area will just lead to a lot of growth. I mean, you look at it with copywriting, you look at it with sales, you look at it with any of these different things. It's the first couple seconds that either hook the viewer and like help them come in or invite them, however you want to say it. But if you don't get that first seconds, they're gonna miss everything, which is a very big deal because if you have some really amazing product, but your advertising, your marketing is trash, like you're not going to reach as many people as you normally reach. And that just comes down to you as a person. Like there has to be this continuous building. It's not going to just happen. It's not. I mean, I think of all the work that was necessary for me to move out here to Utah. There's a lot of different things that had to line up. And then, then I jumped plane and moved out here and there was a lot of work and other things that were kind of involved considering where I would like to be in the next couple years of my life. It's not going to happen by accident. It's not. And it's not going to happen from me just magically praying and hoping that someone will take some action that only I am really able to take. Because everybody has different things going on in their lives right now. The number of people that are thinking about my future and stuff like right now, like in this moment, is probably probably very few, if not just me. Maybe my parents are thinking right now. I know God's thinking about me right now because he's thinking about all of us in every moment. It's sort of like it's up to you. It's up to you how much you would like to grow in this year and every, and it's not going to happen by accident. So being on 75 hard has been super good because it's like I don't have to think about, okay, am I going to have this ice cream and throw off like my sugar feelings and stuff? Do I want to do that? It's already, decisions already made. It's like no ice cream, no sugar, no food, no nothing like that. That's been helpful, especially with the ADHD, where it's a good platform, it's a good help, good thing for me to like then just dive into life, and there you go. So it's a good way to make sure that I am making some steps towards growth each day, and that's just necessary for ADHD in particular, just to have that sense of growth, that sense of moving forward. Because I literally had a couple months more than that, just at different points in my life where I feel like I wasn't really making any progress at all. And that's like really frustrating when everyone else seems like they're picking up speed. They were already going fast, but now they're picking up speed and you're still like this little turtle. You're just like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, what are we doing? I don't know. We've all been there, man. We've all been there. Yeah, hi Rick. Yeah, thank you. We've all been there, man. So I'm on a much better track now, living out of my parents' house, which is nice, being able to be working for my friend's startup, being able to, to follow my dreams with more just a little more freedom. So that's nice. But at the end of the day, it's still kind of up to me. And I can't just expect some big, massive miracle because I've expected that before, and these things do happen at times, but it usually doesn't happen uh when you expect it, and you certainly can't like predict it, like no, like okay, this is going to happen, so I'm going to do this thing because I'm going to get some massive result. Most of the time with like going on runs and things of that nature, like nothing really happens. You just got out of your shell and you pushed yourself a little bit, and that's the tough thing is like with videos and with Instagram and things like that, like the general day-to-day work is glamorized so much. And most of the time it's just life. Okay, to start over, wish you all the best of luck. To deserve all the happiness. I really believe in you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, one day at a time, man. I'm in a way better place than I was last year at this time. I'm really good at journaling, so I have journals from where I was a year ago today. I could probably pull that out. So it's beautiful to see your own progress and growth, and just me super thankful for any time that I've just like decided to do something that was difficult and to just put myself out there and not worry about like outcome, not worry about how things are going, and not worry about how I was feeling at the time, just to go after it and to do what I know my inner child wanted me to do. It's like last year, family, and I found this like little network of this, and I'd like go and run through these forests and walk through them and stuff, and it was fun, and I had a good time, and I went there a lot, and now that forest is far away from here. It's over 2,000 miles away, whereas before it was like really close by, like a hop, skip, and a jump away relatively. And so it's humbling to, I think I've been thinking a lot about this, honestly. It's like how something that is a really close mercy or blessing that's like really close by in that moment, really far away. Whereas all of the blessings I have here in Utah were 2,000 plus miles away when I was in North Carolina. Now they're in my backyard. Now I see them every day. Now it's all right here. So, yeah, man, it's neat to see your life progress and move forward. It's really cool. I mean, I've graduated from college almost 3 years ago. Be 3 years in April. April 7th was the day. So it's cool to be able to look back and be like, oh yeah, this is where I was at this time and this time, and then it's progressively got better. I'm definitely on the up climb, definitely heading up. So that's beautiful. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. This is really just for me to kind of myself and just be like, yeah, things are good. Things are in a good place. They're moving forward. The startup's growing. We're doing a pitch competition next week, doing another team presentation later this week. So I get to practice and plan for that. And that'll be fun to present to the whole team. So there's a lot of beautiful things, but there's also a lot of work that needs to be done that really can't be avoided. Like, and it's helpful to think these things out a little bit, to consider different scenarios where it's like, okay, like, let's say after this live, I fell asleep and didn't really get too much on the rest of the day. It's a tech startup. Yeah, that's all I'll say. We're keeping it pretty hush hush for now, but it's been picking up traction. I'm doing cold calls and stuff. And yeah, I've done a couple cold calling jobs, and I'm pretty good at talking to people. I've talked many, 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 many hundreds of people. That's how I built the first 500, well, a lot of the 500 people on my email list. So there's a link in the description. I talk about trusting God, yielding deeply to Him, and yeah, yeah. So far, it's been pretty good. Oh, there you go, man. I appreciate it. We're pretty good. I'm not the one pulling the strings on it. I'm just, yeah, my friends is the CEO, so I'm just helping out a little bit. But it's been good. So yeah, it's humbling. It's beautiful to see things come together, but it's humbling just to realize, like, if I didn't make any calls after this live, then our pipeline and everything would be kind of limited to what I've already found, which fine, but right now I've been on this good track the last couple of days of like calling a bunch of people. Like Monday I did 3 hours of cold calling. Yesterday I only did like an hour, which is a lot less, but I was still able to get a pretty good result. Today I'll probably only be like an hour or two, but that's something. It's still something, you know. It's moving you forward each day, and for my ADHD and stuff, that's vital. And yeah, it's not the most fun thing sometimes, especially when people don't want to talk to you, but that's kind of the nature of what I'm doing. So that yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, we're all a stranger until you like start to talk to somebody. A lot of people don't get that kind of chance, and that's again, that's life. There's always a risk. So it's understandable. It's understandable if you don't take the risk. It's understandable, but a lot of the most beautiful things in life have come from, in my life, from taking risks. Like, I'm gonna go talk to this person anyway. And then that led to getting a free photo shoot for my speaking. Like, that was a year ago. I met this person. And so you just kind of have to believe that the best is ahead for you, because I've found that to be very true. And just to kind of keep putting in the work each day, even if nobody knows about it. Like, yeah, it's not it's okay. Like when I was back in high school, I mean, I made some social media posts about my faith and stuff. For the most part, like I don't remember making any posts about like, oh, I ran this or this is what I'm doing with my running or whatever. I was just like so deep in the process. I was so swallowed up in like just want to make the basketball team. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to make posts. I didn't want to do anything like that. Like all I wanted to do was to make the basketball team and anything that was sort of that. So right now, I think the goal is to be able to start speaking at schools or at least to get my books more out. I have two out, but they're only on Kindle. They're not on paperback or anything yet. And then, of course, to help my friend out with building this startup as much as he possibly can. I'm helping out with the culture. I'm helping out with some of the other stuff, and it's fun. I have a part to play, and if I don't play my part, then it affects everything else. Like I was talking with the CEO a couple days about this. Like he's like, if you like we all have a part to play, and the more work that you do and the better you do, the more our programmer knows, okay, I need to work harder at this. There's more excitement, and then that leads to a better product, which leads to you being able to sell better, and it's just kind of this natural cycle. So that's how it goes. But it really is one of those things where I'm kind of pinching myself and I'm like, how did we get here this fast? God's blessings are fast when they need fast. When it's time, it's time. There's no more time to waste at all. Once you've started to understand who you really are, you are completely wasting your time when you're trying to like back to something else or trying to make something from the past work out or something like that. It's just like God is so good about telling us these things in advance. And sometimes we let other people trample on our hopes and feelings. And it's not worth it. Like I was 100% certain back in March of 2024 I was going to moving out to Utah. I knew that for sure. And I was telling people like it was going to happen the next day. I was telling them like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be moving out to Utah and blah blah blah. I just got to cherish every moment. And then October I was gone. Like October 4th, me and my brother James, who's in the chat, welcome. He said, awesome stuff, brother. Thank you. Yeah, all about self growth. It's about seeing that growth. I mean, I think of my future kids, like I'll probably have, I don't know, I don't know what my kids will be like, but I imagine one of them will probably like be, at least one of them will go back and watch a lot of my stuff, maybe to learn things about me or whatever. And it's all here. It's all here. It's like be accountable to the self. It's not going to happen. You know how my kids will be. Yeah. Yeah, I passed down all of the best things from my life and to help them with uh, with whatever they're working towards. So I've talked about this, but yeah, like in 2024, I slipped into pornography a number of times. So it's 10 or 11 times, which is not good. That's like the most I've ever slipped into that stuff, and it's not good. I'm completely done with it in 2019. Then I fell back into it in 2020, and then I fell into it again in 2021 a little bit, and then yeah. It throws off your energy, throws off your vibe, throws off your vision, throws off everything, throws off your momentum, collapses your understand everything. It's really bad. And yeah, you can't like yeah, it robs everything from you. But yeah, I think of just that. It's like I'm accountable to them, I'm accountable to anybody that watches this in the future. I'm accountable to myself. Like I'm determined that 2025 will be my first porn-free year since, 2019, which is a beautiful thing so far. I'm doing that. And it just comes from just chilling and letting God bless me however he wants to bless me, letting him do whatever to do, not getting in the way of that. There's the people in Joshua's time where there's the city of Jericho, and the Lord's like, oh, that's yours, man, that's yours, and they're like scared, and then the Lord told them exactly how to get the city, and it was in this unconventional way. They didn't have to fight at all. All they had to do was walk around the city a bunch of times and yell. That's literally all they had. So it's just kind of like me with all the stuff I'm doing right now. It's just trust and do what God asked you to do, and pick up the pieces, learn, and just keep going. There's no reason to look back. There's no reason to pull Lot's wife and just be, oh, I don't know. It's like you already know. Like, you don't need more. Like you, I do need more wisdom. I do need more understanding, but I don't need to like spend a ton of time trying to figure out what I need to do, because I know what I need to do. I just need to. They'll be proud of you that you're doing your best. Yeah, and you'll be able to tell. Like you're able to see podcast, you go on my newsletter. You can tell there's this upward climb, there's this growth happening, there's this clear thing. Like I feel better today like than I did yesterday. So there's this building. Sawyer said hello. Hi Sawyer, I hope you're doing swell. Yeah, so that's that. It's just not going to happen by accident. It's not. Like again, we'll kind of go back to where we were at the beginning. If you did have something really big happen, like the lottery or whatever, or anything like that doesn't necessarily say where you are. Like you have to continuously keep growing. There's people that sell their companies and make tons and tons of money, but then they don't really like push themselves with their growth and gonna settle. And that's yikes. That's really lame. I would rather be in this place right now and like working towards these things that are like these building blocks, these milestones that compound on top of each other, than have had some massive success that I'm just kind of riding on the last little bit. I'm not working on anything. Like that just sounds so boring. Like I'm always writing, I'm always working on stuff, I'm always taking notes, I'm always doing all this stuff, and that's what brings me clarity and joy and peace. And I've just had so many experiences that have really opened my eyes to like we really aren't going to be here for very long. I know like sometimes in the moment things seems like overwhelming, and I'm not able to get through this is too difficult, blah 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 blah. End of the day, like this life is extremely short. And like you look at the people in the dark ages, like they died over 400 or 500 years ago. So yeah, life is really short. And at the end of the day, there's this quote from Alex Hermosi I've been thinking about. He's like, I just need to like do this for me, because because in 3 generations, everybody that was like super upset or frustrated with me is gonna be dead, and I'm gonna be dead. So it's like, why are we afraid? Why are we stressed out? Another thing that has helped a lot with all this and taking more action in my life and owning this time is there's an older couple I'm living with. I'm living in their basement right now. And they both are kind of in the last season of their lives. They're not able to run around. They still get around, but they're severely limited from what they used to be able to do. Eventually, that will be me. I won't be able to run as much as I'm running. I'm running a lot right now. I won't be able to run around as much as I able to, and won't be able to breathe probably as well as I'm able to right now. Won't have as much energy as I able to right now. So it's a very special season. It's a very special season. This is, for me, this is kind of that season of my life, building, growing, preparation for future family, and stuff like that. And then there'll be a season where kind of building the family that will then be in the present, building that up, helping out kids with getting off to their world and getting off on their feet. And then there'll be that season very similar to the ones that they're going through right now, where it's like all your kids are grown up, you see them here and there, hopefully more than not, and you get to still work on things you'd like to work on, and you get to kind of peacefully pass, right? And a lot of that piece comes down to doing the thing you would like to do, putting in the inputs you'd like to do, and to not worry so much about the outcome. I've had some videos I posted on here that I don't really care. Just put this out there, and that was the one that got a bunch of views. So it just, yeah, life is short. So you just got to enjoy it. I mean, they just had a child visit, their youngest, and yeah, so it's beautiful. Life continues to go, and yeah, there's such a thing as God's divine design. He's able to put people in our lives. He's able to make beautiful things like that happen. However, it's not going to force you to do anything. And he's certainly not going to bring somebody into your life to make something happen that you can do by yourself, because that would take away the responsibility, the chance for you to learn some responsibility for yourself. So there you go. I think that's just about everything I wanted to get out there. Yeah. The Lord's asking for our faith. He doesn't need us to make excuses. We need to just be thankful for all the things that Jesus has done and live in that. Keep on resting in all the victories that he's won. The treasure the moments, treasure the moments, treasure the little here and there things, like, yeah, like now I can juggle because I have feeling in my hands, and my brain is sharp enough that I can do that, and I can see them. I lost my sight all of a sudden, like it's like it's a different life, it's a different person, it's a different existence. And so it just comes down to being thankful for this state of being right now and trying to make the most of it. And that's where a lot of the healing for my brain and my eyes and everything like that, because there's things I've seen that I cannot unsee, and there's things I've heard that I cannot. So it kind of comes down to letting God help out with all things, and it just comes down to intentionality, enjoying the journey, and passing down the things that I learned. So hopefully the people that come after me will live better lives. Like, I'd like, my kids, future kids, to live, better lives and have more joy and stuff than I was able to. So yeah, but life is still getting started. There's still a lot to learn, a lot to do, a lot to be thankful for. And yeah, just have to keep going forward, and can't force or change things that kind of are how they are. What I can focus on is, how much I write, how much I learn, how much I grow, how much I run, how much time I put into various things. That's one of the biggest things. I get to choose how much time I put into various activities. Like today, I woke up around 7, which was awesome. Haven't woken up that early in the last couple days, and was just excited about that. Read some scriptures, feeling good. Then I ended up taking a nap for a couple hours, which was not good, and kind of took a little bit of time for me to kind of bounce back. So, yeah, we don't get the time back, so let's make the most of the time that we have. And if there's something that we would like to have happen, then let's take some kind of action that will bring us closer to that thing being able to happen. If you'd like to have a super big YouTube channel but only made 2 videos, guess what? Your chances of becoming a big successful YouTuber are very small. However, if you continue to improve your processes, continue to put out videos and stuff, your chances go up. So I've been close to quitting my podcast, Yield Today with Dallin, Candland, a number of different times, but ultimately I've kept it going because I believe in it. I believe in the potential it has, and yeah, I'm gonna reach it if I just kind of quit on it right now. Same thing goes with you and your life. You don't realize how good your life can, how good and how sharp and how solid you can become. It comes down to continuing to put yourself out there, and yeah, don't sell yourself short. So that's where I'll let you go. But thanks for watching, and the best is definitely ahead. And hi Rick and Soy and James, everybody else, thanks for jumping in. And for anybody in the future watching this, thank you as well. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And remember that Jesus is like for all of us and knows what we need. And yeah, I actually wrote this on Facebook on a little private group thing that I have to share little wins and stuff. And I read porn soothes and then it strangles. Porn teaches and then it tortures. Porn shows and then it shames. And that's what it does. And everything else robs your energy, blah blah blah. But Jesus, on the other hand, Jesus soothes and he succors. Jesus teaches and he treats. Jesus knows and he shares. So it's important that we choose Christ in every way that we can and trust what he's able to do in our lives and trust in the story that he's writing for us. It says it in Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. Looking unto Christ, the author and the finisher of our faith, let us run with patience the race that is set before us, and lay aside every weight and sin which doth easily beset us. Yeah, so Christ talks about in those verses how he took upon himself our sins so we could have joy, so we have greater peace of mind and clarity, so we could keep going, so we could ultimately live with him again. And we would feel comfortable in his presence. We would feel excited and eager to talk. So that's the kind of life I'm seeking to live. So the door is wide open for him to my life, and the door is shut for any temptation or anything or any that would beset me and throw me off on my mojo, my good mojo, and energy and peace of mind and my momentum. Yeah, the Lord Jesus is definitely able to help us to have new levels of momentum, clarity, joy, understanding beyond anything we can imagine. 1 Corinthians 2:9 says that it's just that the eye have not seen, neither the ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. So it's beautiful to trust, it's beautiful to believe, and I know that I continue to trust in the Lord, we'll see so many wonderful miracles happen. So yeah, love you too, James. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hopping in. Yep, Jesus is the Christ. He loves us and he's looking out for us. And I know these things are true, and say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Yep. So it's not going to happen by accident, but the Lord's going to help you through it, help you get through it. It'll be good. Yep. All right. See you until next time. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Good times ahead.